This is it. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with the OGs. Got Goldee and DJ Hard.
Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with the OGs, episode 11. We're right back with you. We're going to continue on with the next screen share, which is going to be dealing with more than a half of unemployed U.S. men in their 30s have criminal records, and they did a study on it. But before we get off into that, I just want to say in regards to Dane Calloway, you know what I'm saying, for some reason, he seemed to be in the frame of mind to think that people in the age from 40 on up, you know what I'm saying, are not, you know what I'm saying, interested. But I just want to say that, you know, we paved the way, you know what I'm saying, for whatever level that our people is at right now. You know what I'm saying? The elders paved the way. So, you know, that's a broad statement to make. And, you know, you should check out Behind the Scenes with the OGs. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll recognize and realize, you know what I'm saying, that we've been here. You know what I'm saying? And we still here. And we still dealing with the struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, you know, get that part out the way right there. All right, so we're gonna move on here to this is a news break, and it's very you know pertinent. It's important information that definitely needs to be known and looked at and understood and realized. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna start out. I'm gonna read this because we don't have any pictures, so I'll just read it. So I'm going to begin with the research from RAND, which is a corporation studied the effects of criminal records for among unemployed American men. They estimated more than half of unemployed men living in America in their 30s have a history of being arrested or convicted of a crime. The prevalence of arrests for all Black men, both employed and unemployed, was roughly 33% higher than it was for white men at every age that researchers examined. Having a criminal record in the United States may be more common than it seems, as news research suggests more than half of unemployed men in their 30s have a history of being arrested or convicted of a crime. It's estimated that as many as 1 in 3 American adults have been arrested at some point in their life, and men are more likely than women to have a criminal record. Researchers from the RAND Cooperation and Global Policy think tank noted that those figures are a result of countries' aggressive law enforcement practices over the past decades. Move up.
Yeah, you know, we need to stop right there. You know, if somebody
move up though, move it up.
Okay, I'm gonna move it up. But right there, you know, we've been addressing the issue. I even put out a song, Stop the Violence. You know, they're using the excuses of the gang violence and other general, because people of all races kill each other, man, you know. And so some of these things are domestic disputes and whatever, but they're using whatever happens violently in our community to increase the concentration of police force. It's still going on today, you understand, even though they're doing a study on it, but it's still active, alive, and prevalent in every city that I lived in, except for a city that was totally Black. I lived in some black cities. In some rural areas, it's not so bad in rural areas.
Well, they got something going on right now, man. I think it's in Minnesota or Minneapolis, Minnesota. They murdered a young black dude right now, and the police, I think they having going to court, a trial and shit on it right now. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal going down in Minnesota in regards to that right now. I wanted to do something on that too, but we have to catch it on another show or something.
Yeah, that sounds excellent.
So
all right, let's move on.
Yeah, researchers at RAND decide to study the effects of criminal record has on men in America, publishing their results in the journal Science Advance. They found that by the age of 35, about 64% of unemployed men in America have been arrested and 46% have been convicted of a crime. The race didn't fluctuate much by race and ethnicity, but do reflect the stigma a criminal history carries and the significant barrier to entry individuals face when trying to join the workforce and establish a steady source of income. Researchers investigated data from the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth from 1997, which was followed a nationally representative group of Americans over the course of their lives, specifically examining a group of about 9,000 participants and in the volunteer involvement of the men with criminal justice system through 2017. Go on.
All right, let me just say this. You know, another thing that we try to do, or at least I try to do, is encourage people to think about all of that education they got, because I know it's a bunch of smart people watching our show. And every time I look around, and almost every time I buy something, unless it's food, all right, it's made in another country, all right? You know, so that, to me, that's an indication of how many different opportunities there is in America to create businesses of all types. So no matter what a Black or American Indian person come up with, all right, there's room for you to get involved in industry. As long as we don't get involved with industry, we are losing power, all right, because industry, the bigger the industry, like, you know, like all industry is controlled by our competition, you know, and they've been our competition for a very long time. And they have the money to lobby Congress or whatever branch of government that they want to be involved with. Why? Because they're in business, they're making money, and they're looking after their investments. So this is part of America. You know, being in business and making a lot of money, that's part of the political process. So if we don't get involved with making that money, then, you know, we're going to continue to be in the same boat. So we got to build industry so we can employ our own. What's wrong with that? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, the problem is right now is, you know, we making money, but is what we're doing with the money. We're taking the money that we make and we're going to a big empire and somebody that already got $1 billion and buying their clothes, you know what I'm saying, buying their cars, you know what I'm saying, and spending all our money with them, you know.
Well, I'm telling you what.
So we got to learn how to use our money for the betterment of ourselves as a whole. You know what I'm saying? When you want to talk about industries and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, we got to get on that level to, you know what I'm saying, because right now, even if you was in the workforce, it's you going to work, you know what I'm saying, for the pale face. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because a lot of smart black people, educated and wealthy black people, because I know there's a bunch of millionaires. I heard about a bunch of millionaires in North Louisiana, in Shreveport, in Grambling, and other places around here. You know, we got millionaires, but all of them are not investing their money in the business. You know, so maybe that's not their cup of tea, but we need to encourage that and ask them to look at maybe taking some of their money and building the industry with it, because some of them already got money.
Our children is going to have to be, that's where education come in at, and that's the type of education information that we need to, you know what I'm saying, serve to our children, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, I understand exactly what you're saying, you know, realizing that we're not at that level. You know, you talk about all the millionaires we have. We got millionaires, and you can't even get two of them to come together, you know what I'm saying, and put together and develop and create something, you know what I'm saying, that we, you know, we'll be able to come to, we'll be able to, you know, get jobs from and stuff like that, you know, spend our money with them, you know, they're not even trying to do that. So it's hey.
Well, anyway, the only thing we could do to encourage them is keep on producing that show. You want to continue reading?
We're going to encourage them. That's our job and our duty. You know, so we're saying as OGs, and that's what we do, and that's what we've been here doing. And like I say, we've been in the struggle. You know, what I'm saying, from the street level, you know, what I'm saying, to the professional level. You know, and so whatever, we still here right now, and whether you like it or not, you know, so we're saying, you're gonna hear this, because you know we're going for something that's due to us. A debt needs to be paid. All right, so we're gonna move on with America is changing faster than ever, and adding America to your. What happened right there? Skip that. The results found that men between the ages of 30 and 38 who were unemployed in 2017 had substantial levels of involvement with the criminal justice system, with the majority having been arrested at least once. Almost 40% have been convicted of a crime at least once, and more than 20% have been incarcerated at least once. That's consistent with the data from the United States Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, which notes that between 1980 and 2014, the United States incarceration rate increased by 220%. The spike was linked to state and federal policies changes that enacted harsher sentencing rules. RAND research found the prevalence of arrests for all Black men, both employed and unemployed, was roughly 33% higher than it was for the white men at every age. Researchers examined from 18 to 35, with some evidence pointing to the gap widening even further as men reach their 30s. Research also found that Hispanic men generally have higher rates of arrests, convictions, and incarceration than white men, but they did note the difference were not statistically significant. The bottom line, researchers said, is that unemployment service needs to do more to help people cope with their criminal histories. Most government programs focus on providing unemployed with new skills in order to get them into the workforce. But if you only focus on the skill development, you are missing a big part of the problem. The unemployment system almost never looks at the role that criminal history plays in keeping people out of the workforce. Says Sean Bushway,
all
senior
right, let me
researcher at RAND in a statement. Now, what's up?
Okay, now what I was gonna say is it's like we running overtime, but that's because we have a commentary as we go. All right. All I'm just trying to say is that all Black people, including the poor and the rich, all right, need to look at this right here and see whether or not we can change it. If we can't find anything else to be unified about, this is a good thing to be unified about. And that war on crime has turned into, this is the evidence right here, a war on our communities where we live. It's a war on our communities. So we got to find ways to combat this war in such a way to build our communities up better. And I keep on saying that the 2/3 policy will never work because you're not fixing the whole. If you're only going to come up with programs for women and children, you're going to have statistics like this because you done left the men out. And the men is one of the strongest elements of a family, of the community, of the workforce. All right. So if you're not investing into that, all right, then boom, there you are. You're going to keep on having this thing. Crime perpetuates itself. You know, unemployment creates crime. And this is, here's the facts right here. They're telling you right there, unemployed people, you know, is having being incarcerated. So somebody got to try to understand these people better and give them an opportunity, especially if a man has redeemed himself.
Well, the whole thing is you got to look at how the system is designed. Incarceration the system is designed to make sure that every Black man, every Mexican have a record and get a conviction. That's how this system is designed. So
well, let me tell you about another system. We got a system in our community. Wait, can I say something? We got a system.
I'm saying something now. You listen to you've been saying something.
All right, but I don't want to bring the church up into this.
Bring it up, but the thing it is, I'm just saying though, this is geared. This is designed to be as it is, and until that definition is changed, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to get nowhere.
All right, now, okay, now we got churches all over the place, and part of the religious experience is like you repent and you redeem yourself. All right. So now, but if you could talk about that and you can't bring it to the reality, we're gonna keep on having statistics like this. You gotta allow that man. Every man that goes to prison do not want to go back. All right. So those ones who
I don't know about all that.
I'm just saying a lot of them don't want to go back. All right. So some of them repent and try their best to redeem themselves and even participate in these workforce programs. Now, after they went through all this training and everything, then nobody will forgive them for their crimes. This is what I'm saying. We need to, if you call yourself a Christian or any other religious person, you got to show mercy for those persons out there who may have made a mistake in their past.
All people, first of all, the system has to be straight. The system has to have that outlook, have that point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is the reason why I'm bringing this up, because so many politicians always bringing God up. All right. So if you go bring up God, then bring in your understanding of what the problems of people are having. And if a man has, sometimes you could really tell if a man has tried his very best to redeem himself.
God don't got nothing to do with it. This is man. This is man's design. God ain't got nothing over, you know what I'm saying, what man do. Man have proved that God don't got nothing over what he do. So that ain't the thing. It is that man is gonna have to change man's outlook. Man is gonna have to change man's point of view. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna get done through no religion. You know what I'm saying? So that's out, and people can, we got to deal with, man got to deal with man. As simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, man, I just want to say, all right, we showed you the article. Y'all need to read this article for yourself. We done ran over time.
They're not gonna read it for themselves.
All right, but we didn't give them enough information to go on already.
Yeah, so basically what they dealing with is that, you got 30% of people, you know what I'm saying, men, getting locked up, going to prison. And then when they get out of prison, they don't have no resources. They can't go to somewhere and get a job because it's going to be held against them because they have a record. And the whole thing is that the system, you know what I'm saying, God is set up. God is designed for us, you know what I'm saying, to be affected like this, okay? And that's what people have to start looking at. That's why I'm saying when people talk about God and church, God don't got nothing to do with this, what we going through. You know what I'm saying? He can't do nothing about it, and he ain't gonna do nothing about it. And if you ain't got enough brains and sense and common sense to realize that, then we'll never, you know what I'm saying, solve these problems.
All right. I'll tell you what. We're gonna end this segment, but here's the main point of our conversation. Folks, you out there who watch our show, you need to leave a comment. You need to express yourself because your silence is not helping anybody. And Nelson Mandela said that a long time ago. We need to hear it again today. Your silence is not helping anybody. Log your comment onto our show. Let everybody know you watch this show. You're not afraid to make a comment, all right? Or hit that like button. Don't be afraid to hit that like button because I'm telling you, if we don't get any money, we need encouragement, to move forward, keep moving forward in a very bold and masculine way. That's what we here to present the representation of a black man, a real black man, because you may not recognize him, all right, but he looks like me and Goldee.
Yeah, but we're not black because the white man called us black. You know what I'm saying? We actually, you know what I'm saying, need these. We Aboriginal, we're American Indians, you know what I'm saying? And some of us are Africans. Okay.
Well, that's why I like this format, because you have your freedom of speech just like me, and you can express yourself. Everybody, you should love this thing. We're going to end this segment, and we'll be right back with you with the next. This show is going to get deep. We're already deep, but we're going even deeper. We'll be right back.
2 minutes and 2 seconds. Hang on in there. welcome back to Behind the Scenes with the OGs. You got Goldee and DJ Hard. We back with DJ. We want to do a little spiel on India.Arie and also Miles Davis, which is a jazz singer. You know what I'm saying, old school. So, you know, he got a few things, he want to point out to y'all. So here we go.
I just want to start off by saying, all right, in the days of the Younghearts, they missed a lot of the money that they probably had because nobody told them about those sources of revenue and or just simply didn't share those sources of revenue. So, but the motivation of an artist is sometimes is to do the music. All right, the music is like food or energy or life to some artists. So you know they in it and they're gonna do it regardless if they get paid well or not. Let's hear about the latest controversy dealing with Spotify. We bring it all the way up to date. What's going on today?
For the people who are leaving for the COVID disinformation reasons, and I think that they should. I also think that Joe Rogan has the right to say what he wants to say. I also think that I have the right to say what I want to say. Spotify is built on the back of the music streaming. So they take this money that's built from streaming and they pay this guy $100 million, but they pay us 0.003% of a penny. Just take me off. I don't want to generate money that pays this. Just take me off.
Boom. So Joe responded, not directly to India, but did address that compilation video of him saying the N-word 24 times.
It's a video that's made of clips taken out of context of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast, and it's all smushed together, and it looks horrible, even to me. Now, I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, but for a long time, when I would bring that word up, like if it would come up in conversation, instead of saying the N-word, I would just say the word. I thought as long as it was in context, people would understand what I was doing. Like that context was part of the clip we were talking about Red Fox, how Red Fox said that word on television in the 1970s, and how times have changed so much since then. Or about how Richard Pryor used it as one of the titles of one of his albums. Or I was quoting a Lenny Bruce bit, or I was quoting a Paul Mooney bit, or I was talking about how Quentin Tarantino used it repeatedly in Pulp Fiction.
See, the thing is, Joe, you just communicated all those topics without saying the word. So yeah, you can talk about those topics, but you don't have to say the word. It's pretty easy, and you just showed how you can do it. But anyways.
I'm not racist, but whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you f***ed up. And I clearly have f***ed up.
Now, India also posted the clip of Joe talking about going to see Planet of the Apes in Philadelphia.
He takes us there. We get out, and we're giggling. Oh, we're going to see Planet of the Apes. We walked into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and there was no white people.
I was trying to make the story entertaining, and I said, we got out, and it was like we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes. I did not, nor would I ever say that black people are apes, but it sure fucking sounded like that. And I immediately afterwards said, that's a racist thing to say. Planet of the Apes wasn't even in Africa. I was just saying, there's a lot of black people there.
Yeah, Joe, you called black people apes. And I fucking
All the mates.
don't getting around it. That's what you said.
My sincere and apologies. I wish there was more that I could say, but all of this is just me talking from the bottom of my heart. It makes me sick watching that video.
And look, I appreciate that. Joe's not fully defending what he did, and he at least apologized.
We'll get to my part that I wanted to show is at the end.
What he wants to say. It's free speech, and people are allowed to listen to that. That's totally their prerogative. The issue isn't Joe Rogan here. The issue is Spotify, and I think India said it perfectly.
All right, this is the part that I want everybody to pay attention to. All right, let's continue right on.
The subscription fees go somewhere. So you take this money that's generated over here and use it to invest in this guy. Do what you want, but take me off.
Musicians are paid a fraction of a penny per song streamed on Spotify. Joe is paid $100 million. Spotify needs to answer to that. And you can look at Joe's video as just him protecting his paycheck. So Spotify, you need to decide where you're going to put monetary value now. You need to answer that question real fast. Yeah, what do you think? I've been pulling her music over Joe's racist language and Joe's apology for it.
She was also on another show, you know, so I just want to stop it right here. But the main point that I found out as I researched this topic is that she got agreements with two different record companies. One record company said, yeah, okay, I got you. All right. The other one said no. All right. So that's what happens when you get with major labels. However, I understand why people want to be with a major label, because you're getting some of the most intelligent help that you can possibly find in the music industry to help you with your career as far as development, promotion, advertising, tour support, television interviews, and you name it. You know, the record company.
Yeah, well, you better get all that, but you won't get monetary wise. Yeah, we'll not be getting the proper pay. And that's why right now everybody is trying to do their own thing and trying to go without trying to sign up with these people, because people is tired of being treated like slaves. Just show you right here how much this dude money his food is making. You know what I'm saying? Then he want to sit up here and make racist remarks, and then he want to get up and lie, you know what I'm saying, and try to twist it and say, no, he meant something else. But it was plain what you meant. It was plain what you said. Ain't nobody no fool, you know what I'm saying? So no, that's the problem, man. People is trying to do their own thing, man. People is trying to have their own recording companies and stuff like that. You gotta look at Master P. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at what Prince was doing, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And the others, man. You know. So
well, I want to say this is like I'm running my own independent record label. All right. So when I pay somebody to put my stuff up on Spotify, but I do not. I started last year. I said, man, at 1/10 of a penny, I said, it doesn't make me any difference if my music is on Spotify or not. All right. So I stopped putting all my music on Spotify. I only put certain music up, and that's on Spotify, and that's because I'm using it like advertising. In other words, I'm just making it available to the people and letting my people know that, hey, you know, you can even listen to my music for free. All right. That's basically what it is. I'm putting my music up there and you practically listen to it for free. All right. You paying $9.95, but that's not all the revenue that Spotify is getting, because Spotify is trying to sell me advertising, trying to sell me on an issue of buying advertising with them to promote my music on Spotify. And I looked at that equation. I said, how much do an ad cost? How much am I going to get back per stream? Then I asked myself, if there's any artist out there that could tell me about any advertising service where I can break even or make a profit off of advertising my music that's on streaming service. I couldn't find a formula for that. I tried out Facebook ads, and let me tell you, we reached a lot of people, but nobody responded with a buy. All right. So I said, okay, now that was my test. I said, I need to test this thing out. to find out if I'm gonna be wasting my time and money on paying for advertising that's ineffective or will not yield a profit because the per unit sales is like 1/10 of a penny. That was the average, okay, from these streaming service. And then Spotify sometimes, not all the time, pay 3/10 of a penny, just as India.Arie said. All right. Now that's what she's getting. That's what I'm getting. So, but what do Spotify do? They advertise the total number of songs they have available. Now, the major label is not putting all that music up there. The reason why them numbers are so big is the independent producers like me who's uploading their music to Spotify. That's what creates that large inventory of music. All right, so I want people to look at that. When I look at putting my music on Spotify, I view it as almost like I'm paying for my music to be advertised.
Well,
That's the way I look at it. I don't look at it as an income.
Well, you can't look at it as an income. Would you say 1/3 of a penny?
3/10 of a penny.
3/10 of a penny. Yeah, well,
and sometimes the average is 1/10 of a penny. That means you straight up have to get 1,000 streams to get. So well, if India.Arie is pushing any issue to get us paid at a rate greater than a penny, I'm with that. That's why she's part of this history documentary.
India.Arie, she, you know what I'm saying, this been going on. She's not the only one pushing the line, you know what I'm saying, to get paid better. You know what I'm saying? She's not the only one that's letting it be known how people are being exploited by this music industry. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's this time, man, for the, you know, people are speaking out on, you know, all this madness that's going on now, you know,
and on a similar subject, Kanye West pulled his stuff off of Apple Music, and he came up with his.
Everybody is if they get themselves in a position, they're gonna do it. You know, I know people that, you know, we got a friend like D-Lo. Shit, D-Lo would never sign up with nobody, and you know he didn't even pursue his music. I don't think because he didn't want to get caught up in that, you know what I'm saying, that exploitation world. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so, all I'm gonna say is like, in one a lot. Hey, you think people don't know me, right? You got it wrong. A lot of people do know me, and let me see if I got it right here, so I can really try to prove to you. You know, look there. Profile views on #1 music. I got over 100,000 profile views, over 77,000 plays. All right. So my music is getting out there. So, you know, I let these people listen to my music for free. Why? So I can find out what I'm doing right. And so I can improve my skills and perfect my music career, you know, far as a musician is concerned. And that's why I want to get to one of my heroes. Matter of fact, we're going to move on to him right now. All right. When I find myself in a state of writer's block, I think of Miles Davis. All right. But I have to apply it to technology now because it is very hard to put together a band like he did in his days, or like I used to do in the beginning of my music career. All right. It was easier back then, but now we got the internet and people are, we're running over time again, but this stuff is so serious. All right. So he's my inspiration for collaboration. He's also my inspiration for continuously trying to create new ways of doing the music. And because I'm telling you, he was into jazz, but he did a lot of different jazz. And I got some, I print out of some stuff. This is how much I love this guy, right? I had to print this out, so I always have it, right? Now, some of the genres that he dealt with was jazz, hard bop, bebop, cool jazz, model, fusion, third string, jazz funk, and jazz rap. Now he's talking my language right there, way back in the gap. You know, and that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get there. So he's like my inspiration, man. You know, and he didn't do music in this, you know, when it come to hip hop, rap, and trap music, he didn't do it like these people are doing it now with serious repetition. All right. He has some things that's
his music with his trumpet.
Yeah. He tells a story. So the music goes somewhere when you're talking about jazz.
Yeah, people that understand jazz and that's on the jazz kick, they could relate to it like that. So that's
all right. So we done went way over time on this segment, but you know, I just wanted to go on and dig into you know, the music thing because it could be a good source of revenue, even though we have pressure, just like people in the past had pressure. You know, I didn't find too many complaints from Miles Davis on what he was getting paid. Matter of fact, you know, back in his day, for some artists, he might have been getting paid top dollar on some of the.
He got his money. Shit, he was shit. Miles Davis was a star.
Yeah. You know, so, but anyway, you know, I'm not gonna talk about all of the downfalls that he had, you know, because you know he's human. We are human, all right, but we gotta try to stay up as much as we can, and so I'm just trying to encourage people to stay on the up and up, and try to get on the come up. All right, that's all I'm trying to, because that's what I'm gonna do, and I promise my audience one thing. See, one day I want you to spend your money with me, but when you do, all right, I have already put out some great music. I mean, it's good now. All right, but let me tell you what's coming up for this summer. And every time I get a chance, I'm going to put out an album once or twice a year. And each album, I'm going to try to make better and better and better. All right, so my fans and my customers will know when they buy some music from me, they buy some of the best music you will find on earth. Not just in America, but on earth.
Yeah, I heard
okay?
that.
That's where I'm going. I'm telling you where I'm going. All right. And I'm going to get there. You see, that's confidence, man. You got to have confidence, man.
Sure.
So I'm just, this is part of my masculinity. You know what I'm saying? You know, have confidence in what I'm doing and let the haters hate. It's okay because we could dwell on emotional issues, but finance is not an emotional issue. It's an academic issue. So if we're going to get academic, sometimes we're going to have to leave our emotions behind and get academically aware and try to focus in on how to make more profit in whatever industry we're in. I got a strategy that I'm working toward, and I'm going to keep on pushing until I get there.
Well, that's what it takes, a strategy. So we're going to move on now to
the wrap of our show.
We're wrapping the show up right here. You know what I'm saying? We put in a lot of information. Hope you enjoyed. So right now I want to give a shout out. Mini Bike Legacy. If you want to style and profile. We got a clip on that, don't we?
Oh yeah, we're gonna show a clip on that, and it's gonna be set to some DJ Hard music. we're gonna let you watch it grow. Matter of fact, what I want to try to do is make a very creative and entertaining video. So you're going to get a chance to see that at the end of the show. Check it out.
Okay. A shout out to United Riders. United Riders is mini bikes. San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, that's my son's operation. You know, United Riders. Okay, San Antonio, Texas. You can get, you know what I'm saying, connected, hooked up if you're out that way. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm going to give a shout out to all political prisoners, man, because, you know what I'm saying, we just did a little topic on, you know what I'm saying, what our people is going through, the men going through, you know what I'm saying, dealing with, you know, the jails, the prison system, and unemployment, stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying, I always want to give a shout out to the political prisoners because, you know, I know all black people, you know what I'm saying, it's a political thing, you know what I'm saying, that got us locked up like that, you know. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, I got grandkids in Detroit, and I want to give a shout out to Detroit. I want to give a shout out to my fam out here in Los Angeles, and you know what I'm saying, to my audience, tell a friend, you know what I'm saying, about this show, you know, talk, you know, check us out, you know, you can, you know, subscribe. That's important, you know, for us to get subscriptions and like, comment, you know what I'm saying, because when you comment, you kicking it with us, you know what I'm saying, you talking to us, and, you know, that, you know, help us develop, you know what I'm saying, our show, and also be able to, you know, present this beautiful, pertinent information that, you know what I'm saying, our people, we need to know and we need to have, you know what I'm saying, so we can get over this hump, man, and get our rightful position, you know what I'm saying, here on earth. We only got one life. We only got one chance on earth. And so, you know what I'm saying, we got to see some righteousness out of all this bullshit they done put us through.
Well, I want to give a shout out to all of my fans and customers who have been supporting my music. And my number one music fans, today I dropped a new cut for you, Move Conscious Dub. Matter of fact, that's going to be the only song I'm putting out for this month. So y'all enjoy that one. All right. Now I put in a lot of work on this song. All right. So, you know, the dub, this is not the main song. The dub is like more instrumental. It got some words in there, but I want you to get the groove of Move Conscious, because that's what we got to do today. You know what I'm saying? Is move a little bit more conscious than we have in the past. You know, to face this pandemic. We got on our masses, but we got the pandemic, and we also got people that's going through mental problems and sometimes break out with violence. So we got to be cautious. That Move Conscious is all about that. So y'all enjoy that tune. It's from my New Year's Party album. That album is still rocking. It's still jamming. You know what I'm saying? Just because New Year's is over, that music is here for us to enjoy forever. That's why I put it up this way. You know, it's out there on the streaming services. It's out there all over the place. And I'm telling you, when I put it up on the streaming service, I'm paying to give you my music for practically free. All right. So, but here's how you help us out. When you watch our program, leave a comment. When you see the music somewhere where you can post a comment and leave a positive opinion. All right. That's what you need to do. My true fans do it all the time. And I'll tell you, man, some of them write so well. I need to read their quotes because they, you know, I mean, educated people. They got to be educated because the descriptions are so beautiful. It must have came from their heart. You know what I'm saying? But their mind took this English language and came up with a wonderful description of some of my songs. And I want to thank you so much for that. And that's what encouraged me. And that's what I'm digging into right now. All right. We're going to end this segment right here. And we're going to move on with the Rap Live show. Like I said before, hit that like button and leave a comment because that's your freedom of speech. We'll be right back.
Sound like you got a bunch of devoted, dedicated fans, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we're going to see, man.
Stars to them, you know what I'm saying? We'll be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds, y'all.
All right.
I got with me Big Ed. How you doing? You know, we got my cameraman over there, Noble. He's helping us out big time. Oh, you been low right? I'm running around a couple years now, you know. All right, like, you know, my buddies out here. Living low right longer than me, but, you know, having a good time with them. Now, are you in a low rider club? Yes, I'm in no living low rider club. No, living! No, are you lifting, brother? Not right now, brother. Oh, okay, good. So, have you ever been in one of them hop contests? Yeah, I've been around watching them. I've been on I'm here right now today. So, yeah, got fun out here today over here in college. You know, the association's been doing some good work, man. They did the Katrina National Disaster everything. Was you a part of that? Yes, I'm part of that. I was there, you know, helped out the players at the school. You know, help everybody out there. Anybody have any family park? Would like to come to them on television? I know. I'm ready. Hurry up. Oh, okay. You know what? Okay. Yeah, okay. Anybody else have any family park? Now this is the mega peace fest. So in other words, now the lowriders are trying to do something to curb and gang violence, man. Are you with that? Yes. Curb all that stuff, gang violence. You know, I'm not with this. Right. It's about having a good time, and it's about low riding. And this is DJ Hardware, and I got my man over here. Right on. Thank you, and God bless you, brother.
Welcome back to Behind the Scenes. We're at the end of our show. We're going to do some screen sharing on Mini Bike Legacy. Like I said, you can, if you into mini bikes, you can, you know, you can get your supplies there. We sell supplies, also bikes. We also have some mini bike gear, mini bike legacy gear. We got sweat suits, beanies, masks. As you can see, mini bike legacy masks right here. I'm rocking right now. So yeah, we're doing big things, you know what I'm saying? So get at us, and we're gonna proceed on here with the screen share, show you a little excitement on how we be doing it when we be having our bike ride outs and stuff like that.
All right, here we go.
That's at the races. Long Beach, Anaheim. You see some pretty fast bikes out there. We build those bikes. Here in Cali, we got the highest records for the highest speed, the fastest bike. You know what I'm saying? We built our engines up to, we can get you up to 100.
Let's try another one.
Where's your volume at? So like they be having ride outs like on the weekend and stuff. Like I say, out here we sometimes they have takeovers, and you know, there's hundreds of bikers out there doing their thing, having their fun, you know, whipping their bikes and stuff like that. Everybody's welcome also. Okay, he got that, see how pretty that little bike is right there. For Lolo, that goes the Harleys. The Harleys come out, the Lolos come out. I think this was on Harley. This was on Harley's ride out. Get those mini bikes, get them powder coated. That paint you seen on that pink one, that was pinkish orange, that was like a powder coat paint on that bike. So, you know, we get out like that too.
They're down near 120th.
This is the races. No, that's in Long Beach and Anaheim.
Okay.
Over there in the industry district where the big truckers is at, and all the factories and shit. Go out there like on the weekend. That was at me.
All right. Okay, we're gonna show one more.
Oh, that was the most recent downtown takeover. You see how them people? Oh, that was me right there. You see me walk by? Back that up.
Here it come again.
Walk by real fast. Right there.
All right. Well, that's it. Okay. I want to thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna get my toast on for my former collaborators like Noble and the other cast and crew who passed on. I want to give a shout out to them, even though you're no longer here. I will remember you forever. Thank you very much for helping with the video, and I'm glad that some of our folks are in the picture.
Rest in peace to my homie Noble, and shout out to our crew that, you know, Sam was there and down with us when we did Who Are the Younghearts. And like I said, you know, that's we just trying to make a showing to show, you know, our longevity in this game right here, and you know, give a little footage on, you know what I'm saying, our position. You know, I think what that was back in what, 2005, 2006, 7, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So we, you know, we was putting in work. We was out there in the field, you know what I'm saying, with our cameras, hitting them studios, in and out of studios in Hollywood, a couple of different other places, studios we've been in, put in work. So yeah, that's our show. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, like, smile, talk to us nice, tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Because we in it to win. You know, so that's what's up.
All right. I want to wrap up this show by saying thank you very much for watching. I love you for spending some time with us. And I hope that we inspired you to do your own individual research to make sure that, you know, the documentation is correct. Anytime you want to leave a comment, they are always welcome. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our show so you'll be the first to know when we put out a new program. All right. I want to thank you very much for watching. I want to give a shout out to all of my music fans. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the love you're giving me, and I love you back for that. All right. I want to say good night. Please don't drive drunk.
Peace and be safe.
Here we go.
So he got that see how pretty that little bike is. All these come out, the Lolos come out. Get those mini bikes, get them powder coated. That pink you seen on that pink one, that was pinkish orange, that was like a powder coat paint on that bike. Get out like that.
They're down near 120th.
This is the races. No, that's in Long Beach. Oh, that was the most recent downtown takeover. You see how them people? Oh, that was me right there. You walk by. Back that up.
Here it come again.
Right there.
All right. Well, that's it.